Hello, this is Gamauji at Bonsai in Suwon, South Korea. Today we're going to be talking about watering. Firstly, we're going to talk about the correct way to water and also the types of water to use. Going to water this tree, and before watering, the first thing that you always have to check is the temperature of the water. If you're living in a country that's really hot and the hose pipe has been in the sun, the water can come out boiling, and that of course will cook your tree and you will end up with dead trees. So the first thing to check is always the temperature of the water, and that's quite hot. Just run the hose until you get rid of all the hot water. If you live in a country that's really scarce, that water is really scarce, it's probably a good idea to collect that water in a bucket, and then you can cool it down in the shade and use it later on. It is quite sweltering outside today. It has rained, but because it is so hot and everything has evaporated, we're going to need to water again. Now, how important is watering? Well, for example, when I walk in here and I say to Master Kim, hello, he doesn't greet back. The first thing he says to me is, have you watered the trees? That's how important watering is. Your trees cannot get water without you. Depending on where you live, if you live in a temperate area, you might only need to water once a day. If it rains, you might not need to water. If you live in hot places like the States or Australia, you may need to water twice, 3 times a day. So what's the rule for watering? When should you water? Well, the best time to water is when the sun is coming up. That's the best time of day. Otherwise, the best time to water is whenever your tree needs it. So if you stay alert, then you will be able to see when your tree needs water. So this tree is a good 70, 80 years old. You can see it has huge nebari. I'll show you in a bit. And when watering the tree, there's a lot of people that say, well, you should dunk the tree in water, all these kind of things. That's the wrong way to water a tree. If a tree has been, say, left out and not watered, and it's in a state where it's dying, you may submerge it in water for the time, maybe a few hours, just to give it back some moisture. But the best thing to do is to water your tree properly. Now, the best way to water a tree is to water the whole tree to synthesize rain. So you should wet the whole tree down, the foliage included, and that does many things. What that does is it removes a lot of the dust that may have settled on the tree. It allows the pores of the tree to open and to be unblocked by whatever may be on the tree, like dust or pollution, something like that. The other thing is it cools down the surface of the tree. When you go and you jump in the swimming pool, you cool down. A tree can't do that, but you can cool the tree down by having some nice cool water splashing over. So this is the correct technique to use. Wet down the whole tree. After wetting down the tree well, give the bottom a good drink. In a pot that's this huge, you want to make sure you get round every side to make sure the water goes in really far. Alright, so the water's soaking in a bit. We'll do a little bit more just to make sure that it's soaked through well. Let's talk about types of water. The best water you can use is rainwater. Why? Rainwater generally has a neutral pH, and it's good to use on pretty much every tree, actually every tree, because it's rainwater. And that's how trees get water. The other option is bore water. Here in the city where we are now, the name of the city is called Suwon, which literally means water source. And it rains here more often, and it also snows here more often, which makes it ideal for bonsai. But another thing is that it also has excellent bore water. And the bore water here, it's alkaline, but it's not too high in minerals, so it's not hard on the trees. They like it quite a lot. If you are going to use bore water, make sure you do test the pH. Some water, if there's a lot of limestone underground, it can be quite hard. And a lot of trees like azaleas, they don't appreciate hard water. So try to give a neutral pH. You can collect rainwater. If you don't have access to rainwater or bore water, what you can do is collect normal tap water and then leave it out for about 2 or 3 days, and that should get rid of a lot of the chemicals, which will then evaporate, and you can use the water then. So that's the best way to do it. Watering is so important. Don't forget to water your trees. When you get up in the morning, water your trees. Talk to your trees, love your trees. This is Gamauji. Talk to you again.